Oh my. Comics Plus, what is going on? My name is Akasan.
Hey, it's Marta.
And here we are, the season finale, probably, of Attack on Titan, part 2. There you go. So this is it. This is where it all ends, allegedly. Is it gonna be a movie? I don't know.
I think so.
You think it's gonna be a movie?
I still think it's gonna be a movie.
Okay.
Just because I feel like that's the
logical.
I feel like it's the logical thing, and I feel like it would be more profitable because to me, I feel like, I mean, it makes sense to think of it like it takes longer to make a show, more like hours to be paid to like the employees and all the animators and stuff like that.
Right. And it's
so
long.
I feel like it would be more economical to just finish it out with a movie. And then based off of the table from our Discord, the Attack on Titan talk Discord, on your thingy, there's not that many chapters, and because I usually think of manga chapters as being pretty short, I think it would be enough to sustain a 2.5-hour movie. It might cut out some stuff, I don't know, some extra stuff that manga pages might have.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay if they released a movie in December in Japan to end the year like that. I mean, if
that would be cool.
If they could do it in November, and then it gets released like expedited for December for America or the state around the world, I think that'd be great. But just like they did with like Demon Slayer, but I would just prefer it to everything to end this year. Like anything going into next year would just be too for them to have been promoting the final season. This is how it all ends for the last 2 years now. To go into like a part 3 is just kind of tiring for me.
I don't think they're gonna do that. I just feel like it's like, I mean, wouldn't, like, if they were to do that, wouldn't like the person who in charge of like labeling it as the final season, wouldn't they get in trouble? Like, wouldn't that be
the final season, part 1, and then part 2 and part 3? I didn't have a problem. Like, I had a little bit of a problem last year when they pulled that, when they said it was part 1 and then the final season part 2. And but the fact that it was just like, okay, they were they told us exactly when it was gonna be, was like, okay, early February. I felt like it was easy, like around that time, especially Corona time. I felt like there were so many other things going on that it was easier to just like, I wanted to focus on other things and I wanted to be able to turn off my TV or something like that. And that's fine. And then I also felt like, okay, well, we had a nice arc with, and Eden's looking at Reiner and he's like, all right, come on, bring it, like that. I was like, okay, that's a good cliffhanger. That's a good arc. As what's going on right now, like that's it for Marley. That was basically it. And so far with this season, I think we've had a dramatically different sort of story being played out. I don't know. I don't like this whole like almost a year waiting, and especially announcing something as the final season. And I feel like I've been saying goodbye to I've been seeing like this farewell tour for Attack on Titan for almost 3 years.
You're like, so in your mind, you're just like, okay, go away already.
Honestly, yeah. I'm just like, yo, I'm done, dude. Like, literally, I think it was because I still remember it was somewhat right when Corona first started. 3 years ago, I went to the final exhibition, the goodbye 10-year anniversary of Shingeki no Kyojin, Attack on Titan. I went to their exhibition and they were clapping and saying goodbye, thank you for everything. And there was a wall you could write like your goodbye message and like thank you so much for everything. And like the manga came out and it was basically, that was it. They had a huge newspaper print And the manga was released, people lined up to go get and read it and everything, and then my girlfriend bought the manga and she was like, okay, whatever, and she threw and then it was just like she was like, oh, okay. And then that was it. But that was like 3 years ago. So I'm like, yo, just hurry up, I'm done with this. Like, if
well, then it seems like it was strictly for the manga that they were saying goodbye to, but
it was a little bit of
the
both.
anime doesn't count.
No, you're right. No, you're right about that. The exhibition was focused a little more on the manga, like that. And interesting enough, the anime does not get any promotion out here at all. Like, all right, let me put that back. Like, let me wind that back. In America, I think it gets a lot more promotion, but you don't see, like, there has been like little to no mention, like, in the major market, like
currently right now,
like in Shibuya, nobody's talking. Like right now, the biggest thing that they're promoting is something called Spy Family, I believe. Spy Family, even like something like Demon Slayer, interesting enough, did not get like a lot of main, like, huge, like they advertised it a little bit when the season first started, but they didn't do like the huge sort of like talk like they used to. Interesting enough, the manga got a lot more promotion. It's the animes that, I don't know why, but the animes do not get as dominated. It might have a lot to do with the fact that Disney is kind of has taken over Shibuya or so you see a lot of stuff for like Disney Plus. So Moon Knight was advertised really big out here.
Wow.
You see advertisements for Disney Plus all the time, all around Shibuya. Now
I remember when I was there in the spring of 2019, I remember being in Shibuya and all of the Endgame Endgame promotions. That was so cool.
Yeah, and they were playing the Avengers theme song. Yeah.
The lamppost played the music and it had the posters and it was everywhere, all over Shibuya. It was so cool.
Disney has some sort of interesting grip on advertising in Shibuya.
They might have a contract.
No, I'm sure they do. No,
they might have like advertising contract for like X amount of time.
They were keeping Shibuya alive during the pandemic. It was empty as hell, but there was still advertisements for Disney stuff everywhere. And then they also Disney Plus actually carries Attack on Titan and other Demon Slayer and all these other animes you can actually watch on Disney Plus. Interesting enough, like Disney Plus in Japan is actually pretty badass. Like you there's Korean dramas. You get something called Stars, which is the Fox, essentially all the Fox properties.
Yes, over here Stars is a separate subscription.
Right, it's a completely it's not Stars, company. It's called Star, but they copied it to make it look very similar to Stars package. But yeah, like all the Fox properties have come over to Disney Plus Japan, which has been really good for me, because otherwise you would have had to buy like a satellite sort of provider, Dish Network, if you wanted to get like The Walking Dead and all that other stuff. So Disney Plus out here has been pretty banging, actually. And then they finally included the 4K IMAX enhancements and all that other stuff directly on the TV, so that's been good as well. So the only problem I have with Disney Plus is the fact that the volume is extremely low compared to all the other services, so you have to really blow up your amplifier and turn it way up. But yeah, anyways, I digress. In short, there hasn't been a lot of advertisement for this final season. Part 2 of like the main people I only hear talk about it are for people outside of Japan getting hyped about it. When some of my students do watch it, but a lot of them have told me they kind of just gave up on it because it got confusing. 2, they kept on making these delays, so to speak. Like they were like, if you're gonna announce
delays ruined it for a lot of people.
They're like, yo, if you're gonna announce the final season, make sure it's the final season. So like It was
that's
a
why I
little
think
too
that's
much.
why I think I think they're just gonna go the
Movie?
movie route. Yeah, because it's been common with a lot of the other animes too.
Well,
A lot of big anime, you know, you got Mugen Train, the Demon Slayer. I just feel like that's the way to go.
to be fair, I couldn't wait. Like, I didn't watch the episode, but because it comes on midnight over here.
Right.
And so I didn't watch the episode, but I tuned in right around the 23-minute mark when the episode finishes. So because I wanted to know what announcement they were going to make. And as soon as that happened, they made the announcement of what's happening next. And so I know the answer, but I don't want to ruin your viewing experience. So we're going to talk about it. Depending upon what we have, they may or may not make the announcement in this version we have, because it was a straight Japanese announcement. So some people, like, I had to ask my.
They treated like maybe like a commercial right after.
Yeah, they just blinked it and they're like, "Yo, okay, get ready for this," and you're like, "Wait, what?" And so I had to ask my girlfriend, and like she gave me the cleanest translation of it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So let's get into it.
Sneaky. You're supposed to wait for me, even though
I mean, like I would like. Oh, trust me, the Twitter blew up. Like, so many people.
Oh, I am so glad I was not on social media today. I was setting up my Redbubble site
like 5
for the
minutes
last
after.
couple hours.
Yo, I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised everybody was awake at that time, because it was 12 a.m. for me, but like literally like 12:26, my phone was blowing up with people around the world like giving me the updated information. So shout outs to everybody on Twitter, Discord, Instagram.
Shout outs to nobody spoiling it for me. Hey.
All right, let's get into it here. Full reaction is available on Patreon. Make sure you sign up for that and subscribe, and also make sure you check out the Osamu ranking of Kings. We have been starting that show. It got blocked on YouTube, as a lot of stuff from that Aniplex gets blocked. So I don't know if we're gonna continue it on YouTube. We might just make it a Patreon exclusive type of thing, because the show is good, but it's not worth the headache of paying an editor and then having it getting blocked multiple times, and then possibly getting a copyright strike. It's too much work. So we shall see. The latest reaction to the final episode of the final season of part 2 of Attack on Titan starts now. They got that movie intro. They're doing like attack. Wait, is that Eren?
No.
Yeah, that's him.
What?
Is this a dream? Mikasa doing her best
is this another
Demon Slayer thing?
This is a flashback when they went over to the mainland. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a homegirl, Sasha. Let's go scout.
Okay.
The dawn of humanity. Okay. Welcome to Elden Ring. Okay. Do a jig. How many black people will you see? Not many. There you, oh boy. Speaking of which. Wow. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah.
Yep, y'all are some country ass bumpkins.
It's a car. It's a car. Basically. He looked high as hell, dude.
Shocked.
Yeah, Molly. I think he's sad because he's like, damn, I gotta kill all these people. I thought it was gonna be enemies.
This is like Wonder Woman moment
right?
time.
Ice cream is glorious. Ew. 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 You about to,
no, thank you.
Yeah, you about to, yeah. Levi having flashbacks.
That's gonna be a meme.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
no.
Oh my god, he's just a kid.
I mean, yeah, but
Oh
still.
my gosh.
Just summon a poo and run. Come on, Aladdin, let's go. Oh, was that Levi?
Oh. He's so short. Levi's so short. Where's Eden?
One step ahead of the others. Don't tell me this kid's gonna come back as the savior of humanity.
Oh my god, wouldn't that be crazy?
Yo, wait a second. Wait a second. Are you serious? Wait, are you serious?
Wait, have we met this group before?
No, we have not. As far as I know.
Yeah, I'm like,
I think this is like a
familiar.
big omission, like they've talked about in Discord. Yeah. Like they omitted a lot of this.
Oh.
Because this was, I think this was their original plan, but then Eden was like, yeah, I'm just going to go into the internment camp myself. Like, look at his face every time he's like, nah, I got a better idea.
Is this whole episode going to be flashback?
Whoa.
I don't like that this whole episode
it's kind of like, yeah, like Ymir's kind of world. Oh, wait. Okay.
Sand world? No.
Yeah. He's like, please, they're my target.
Subjected to him.
Oh, snap. Are you a slave? Are you in love? Are you a slave to my love? You?
Ah.
Oh my, wait, what? The G Yo, watch this. Watch this camp be the only place that Eden saves in the destruction of everything, dude. Like he's like, y'all had some good food. You were very hospitable, so I will save you in the rapture.
It's a party. Hey.
Interesting enough, Levi, is not part of this.
Oh, you're right. I haven't seen him.
And why Kanji? They somewhere in the back getting it on. Wow, this might have been the deciding factor with Eden. He was like, yeah, you know what? All right.
He's like, screw you all.
Yeah, he's like, politics. Yep. What did I say? He was like, yep. I've heard enough.
That's wow.
Ominous, yeah.
Ominous and cocky.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happened from my will.
Historia.
Oh, and that's why she became pregnant. This is her. This is him telling her to get pregnant.
They wait? Did they fuck? Enough to fuck?
We gonna make the babies.
His voice, dude. Nice.
Yeah, she's not pregnant.
Look at his face, dude. Shit.
Oh my god. It's a total lie. Oh my god. It's not true.
Oh.
Wow. This whole time, she still believes it too. That's what's crazy. Oh my gosh. That's so mean.
What? Oh, fuck. Wait, so this was probably the first episode. Yeah. The fight. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oh. Yo, that's commitment.
Yeah, holy crap.
Wow.
I don't know if that's gonna stop rumbling.
Yo, these fools are gonna get wiped out with a tsunaami before they can even get the range close enough.
Exactly. Right. Oh no, never mind.
That's pretty cool though. Yo, this would be a perfect setup for a movie. Let's go.
Right, yeah. And it's similar to what I had predicted before too. Oh, they know how to swim! Oh, they know how to swim!
Oh snap! They're just they're like submarines, basically.
Oh my gosh! No, they're like torpedoes. That's
there you go.
They're like torpedoes.
Oh wow!
Oh.
Got him.
Whoa!
Nice throwback with the music.
Yeah!
Nice. What? Oh, because it's hot ass steam. Yo, that's scaling hot. Wow.
Oh, no.
Goodbye, fish life.
That's not how I expected them to go out.
That's
Literally
pretty dope, though. That's pretty dope. It's all a callback to the first episode.
Yeah, a wall
with the
of
music
ships,
and everything. Yeah,
that's music,
dope.
The steam.
Dun, dun. Wow, and they're reinforced awesome. Too. Yeah, they can't even move. They're like, yo what? Yeah, forget it.
Screw this. We're out of here. What they should have done is taken those cannons on the ground.
All right, where's our boy Eden? Oh my god.
Oh shoot.
No. Yep. I told you it was a total callback. Wow. To be continued.
Oh! I predicted this was going to happen, that the season was going to end with them just reaching the shoreline and that the movie is going to be the big battle. So, okay. All right. I'm ready for the news.
So
it's a movie. Attack
on Titan will be continued. I'm not even going to say finalized at this point. Attack on Titan will be continued in part 3.
Wait, what?
Part 3.
As a movie?
As a TV show.
Are you Get out of here! Are you freaking kidding me?
And guess what? It gets worse.
What? How can it get worse?
It'll be in 2023.
Are you freaking kidding me? Why? Why would they do that?
Maybe they didn't even say early 2000. Like last time they said winter or like early 2022. This time they just said 2023. They like made no promises this time around.
What the hell?
No movie. Nothing for the rest of this year.
Because I was really hoping to just get a movie and all right, let's
finish it.
Get a kick-ass cool movie that they I was hoping that they were already working on.
Nope. So they announced it right after they said that stay tuned in 2023. I was livid. I was so mad because it was so. And here's my point. Here's my thing. I'm not mad that they have a plan. Or I'm not mad that at least they have a plan and that they're continuing it and that they're going to be finishing it properly on TV. I believe the TV route was always the best route. It would have been really annoying to finish over 10 years of Attack on Titan and the story is done in a movie to the point where you have to, like, most of the world wouldn't even be able to watch it on time. and would have to watch it bootlegged or something like that. It's too weird for me to have that chapter after having so many episodes. It gets completed in a completely different format. You know, even with even with Demon Slayer, you don't even have to watch the movie, and you can still watch it's continued in the series. So I'm fine with that. What I have a problem is that for the last 2 years they've been saying the final season.
Okay, and see, that's what's bothering me about it.
So we've been having this like farewell party for like 2 years now.
Now I know what you mean. I know what you really meant when you said that earlier.
I'm like, yo, can we just hurry up? Like I would have had no problem. I would have had no problem if they just said like, look, this is season 5. This is season 4. This is season 5. To the final season to be season 6. Let's just
what I don't appreciate is it feels sloppy. It feels really sloppy to me because I feel like the verbiage of the final season, part 1 and part 2. Okay, the final season. All right, then the you're implying a movie. And now I've been looking forward to a movie that hopefully would have been, had a nice big budget or something to like really give us something good. And like, okay, I understand your perspective of like 10 years, let it go out properly as a season. I get that, and I would be happier with that if that was what they
intended.
That's what exactly.
No, I agree.
Like get fired. Someone's getting fired.
The whole idea of calling it the final season for the last 2 years has been so annoying, because it reminds me of what The Walking Dead pulled off, because Walking Dead did almost exactly the same thing but the exception is that they called it like, basically The Walking Dead said that season 11 is the final season, but ahead of time they said that it's going to be broken up into part A, part B, and then part C, and then the final season is going to expand over 2 years. So ahead of time they announced and they said that basically, yes, this is the final season, but it's going to take 2 years. And I'm like, so why not just, but even back then I had a problem with it, because I was then why not just call it season 11 and season 12 like that? But it's a marketing ploy. It's a marketing ploy because, and I hope, I swear to Thor, I hope this doesn't become the new norm with marketing and TV, that they announce the final season, but really all they're doing is smashing 2 more seasons together like that. Because if you look at it, like every other season of Attack on Titan has been like 20 something 22 episodes, and that's pretty typical for animes. But to have 14 episodes here and then a year later come back with part 2 and you do 20 more episodes, it's so dumb. Like, just call them different seasons and that's it. Like but this idea of like having the hype, but like the hype machine has been so big. And it worked. It totally
worked. That's why I'm a big bag of mixed emotions. Because like, am I happy that there's going to be more episodes? Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I'm so excited that there's going to be more episodes.
To wait almost a year for that?
I mean, what can you do? That's kind of television in general now anyway. You generally have to wait a full year.
Now, my other problem,
especially because of the pandemic.
Right. My other problem, unlike The Walking Dead, though, we already know how this story, or we can know how this story ends. And so that stresses me out more, is the fact that some of our people, even in the Discord facility, have been sitting on landmines of information. And like, I can't imagine having already read the manga now, and like to have read the manga 2 years ago and know how it ends, and to be looking at anime watchers, anime only watchers, like now I understand why my girlfriend doesn't even watch the animated show anymore, because for her it's not that important because she knows how it ends. So she keeps asking me, like every other week she kept asking me like, hey, what part are they on? Where are they right now? Because I realize she's trying to time it out to the point where she can actually get back into the animated series and not have to wait. Does that make sense?
Like,
so basically she read the manga 2 years ago. She knows how it ends. So she's been asking me what parts they're on.
She's waiting for a certain part to start. It must be enough for her to
it's not that
back into it.
Just so she can just binge it. And she'll be done with it.
Oh,
because there's no point for her to get all interested in the animated series again, especially knowing how it ends, just for it to end on that cliffhanger and be like, oh, 8 more, I gotta wait another year for this. So it makes sense. It kind of makes sense for people that kind of know.
I'm not really preferential to binge watching shows. I prefer, I like the excitement of a weekly thing, but I can understand from a reader's perspective.
If there wasn't the supplemental material out there, if it was brand new stuff, then I'd be all for it. I'd still be a little annoyed at the way they're kind of like dick teasing us here with part 1, part 2, part 3 like that. Because I still remember one of the main reasons why the original studio WIT, the main reason why WIT didn't return, as far as we know, as far as the public knows, was because of the fact that they wanted, I think Shueisha wanted the anime to be finished right around the same time the manga is finished. And no studio was ready for any of that sort of commitment. And then WIT bowed out and no other studio would ever do it. And then MAPPA became a producer or a board of directors, or they were wanting the chairman. They got a supplemental amount of money to become part of Attack on Titan, and then they started doing it. But then I was like, wait a second, did they just straight up pull a part 2? So basically they said they could do it, and then they're like, yeah, you know what, actually we can't. And so now furthermore, 3 years of an ending, talking about a final season. I'm like, nah, dude, you could have easily have just said season 4, then 5, then 6. It would have been fine like that. I can't imagine years from now trying to explain to somebody how this works. Like, okay, so there's season 1, season 2, season 3, but so season 4 is broken up into 3 parts, and it's like 60 something episodes.
Watch it be 4 parts and then 5 parts.
Don't even, dude. Oh my god, if they pull an Evangelion and they're just like, at the end they're like, okay, well, here's actually the end of Attack on Titan, and here's part 1, here's the rebirth version of it, here's the different okay, so we're gonna retell this story from a different perspective. We're gonna tell it from Mikasa's perspective.
What's interesting, like, this reminds me of the Twilight series, because Stephanie Meyer is the author of Twilight.
I remember that Breaking Dawn. Part 2.
Yeah, there was Breaking Dawn. The book was 1 book, but the movies, they broke it up into 2 movies. And then she came out, then she wanted to keep, the story was over, that was it. And then I guess she wanted to keep trying to make money from it. So she made Midnight Sun, which is the entire first book retold through the guy's perspective. Oh my. And I'm just like, okay, enough is enough. Just let it die. Let it end.
It's the same as The Hobbit. And they're like that was supposed to be like 2 movies or something, and then they ended up breaking it up to make it 3 movies that really didn't need to be 3 movies. So it's like, The Dark Knight, things that needed 2 movies, The Dark Knight Rises. Like that could have easily been 2 movies. But whatever, man. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed because I was ready.
I don't want to wait.
I was just ready to be done, dude. I said goodbye to Arrow. I somewhat said goodbye to The Flash. I said goodbye to Evangelion. Like, I was ready to close this chapter on Attack on Titan, because I feel like I've said goodbye to it even before the pandemic started, and I was finished. Like, once that manga came out, I'm like, all right, cool. So it's almost time to say goodbye and move on to something else, And Demon Slayer might finish before Attack on Titan. because that manga is finished as well. Like that, Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan finished roughly right around the same couple of months and everything.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal as well. So Demon Slayer only has probably like 3 seasons left. And I hope they don't pull, I hope they're more transparent than Attack on Titan has been, because
I think they are. I think they've had a good track record with that, except for this. I mean, except for putting Mugen Train into the movie as a part of the anime. I feel like that was really confusing.
I think it was okay. I don't know exactly why they did that, but I think it had something to do with just keeping continuity, because some people, honestly, as bizarre as it sounds, some people just would not know that there's a movie. And then and it's such a significant part of the story that, you know, there will be a time where, you know, 10 years from now, somebody might be watching that show and be like, you know, if they didn't know about the movie, they're gonna skip it.
Right, they're gonna
It's hard to explain, because it's the #1 movie in Japan of all time, but yeah, it can go down like that sometimes.
They did do a good job though, because if my memory serves me correct, they were pretty quick with movie adapted into anime, and then right into a new
I think it was like 8 episodes or something, which is whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, but
and then
if the point is that they didn't make you wait.
Right.
Like the time, they were really good. I felt like they were really good with the timing. At least over here in the United States, the timing was good.
Fair enough.
I was happy with it.
Fair enough. To be honest, though, that's the thing that not turned me off, but threw me off. Was the fact that when season 2 of Demon Slayer started, and then I had heard that everybody told me like, oh, don't worry, like it's gonna be for like 7 or 8 episodes. They're just updating people on the movie, so you don't really need to watch it. And then I never got back into it, because it wasn't like a big announcement of like, okay, the new story is now starting. It just started. That's the only blame that I have, is that, but also I thought maybe it was because I'm in the United States. Nah,
but
even
like
for
it
me,
just so happened. I have a friend who's the one that introduced me to Demon Slayer, and I watched Mugen Train, and then I saw that they turned it into an anime. And so I reached out to my friend, and he like follows the news more with that. Because I was just busy with school and everything too. And then he was the one that told me like, no, watch the first episode, skip it. And then they've already started the new season. I was like, what? There's already something after that? What? So I was just like, okay.
The only reason I even knew that they were finally getting into the new story is because my girlfriend would watch it every week when it popped up on Netflix, like a few days. It usually comes up on Netflix Japan like a day after or so. And so every, like this Monday morning, she's usually in the other room, eating her cereal or some shit like a kid and watching Demon Slayer, and then I need to avoid, because I'm like, oh man, I'm like, damn, I really need to catch up. But then at that point it got so out of hand that I'm like, okay, I got too many episodes now, I lost interest altogether. So good though. It's
so good. But as for Attack on Titan,
maybe that's what I'm gonna have to do to fill in this 8+ month gap, almost a year gap, is catch up on all the other animes that I haven't. And we also have Ranking of Kings, you know, that is from Wit Studios, so you do see a few Attack on Titan references. If you guys have any other things that you would be interested in us to watch, because like I said, I'm not mad, I'm just really disappointed, because I was really hoping to end this, like move on. I
get the feeling. I'm super mixed emotions right now. Also, I'm really pissed off because remember I messaged you last week and I was like, crap, I saw a spoiler in the comments in the YouTube video, and now I'm really pissed off because that spoiler that I saw didn't happen.
Right.
And so now I'm like, great, now I gotta sit for 9 months.
That's a whole nother thing. It's like,
it's a minor spoiler maybe, but I'm just like,
that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, because like we're gonna have to, like, again, if it's like The Walking Dead, if we don't know what is how it's going to end, I'm a little more okay with that. But the fact that like I treat it the same way as No Way Home, I'm like, yo, I don't want any outside talk of Attack on Titan. I don't want to read the comments, like, and it's so annoying because you have to go through the internet with just one eye open type of deal, and that is so mentally taxing. You guys don't, like, I think a lot of you guys really don't understand how taxing that is to be a YouTuber or whatever, and to be posting stuff and have to worry about people spoiling on fucking 5 different type of Twitter, Discord, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, like so many different ways to get spoiled, and then trying to preserve your honest reaction. I don't think you guys realize how irritating that really is. One of the reasons I didn't go see Morbius, because I just have no, like, I don't even go to the movie theaters anymore. The main reason I go and see a movie now is because I don't want to get spoiled. That's literally that's the only reason now. And it's sad that I even feel like that. Like, you know, I didn't care about Morbius, so I was just like, I didn't even know it came out until I saw spoilers of it on YouTube, and I'm like,
I thought it was delayed again.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, you know what, whatever. And I'm like, okay, oh, this is who dies, okay, whatever. Like, I just don't even care anymore. But like Doctor Strange, No Way Home, all these other movies, the main reason I see it that day of is because you will get spoiled immediately after. It's so annoying at that point. So
do you have any predictors in terms of where we're going with the story?
Nah, I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, you're just pissed.
No, I'm not pissed. I don't like investing my time, emotion, and thought into something of woulda, coulda, shoulda, and we have to wait almost a year for that to get to like theories. Like when people, and this isn't just for Attack on Titan, this goes for everything for me. When people ask me, what do you think is going to happen in No Way Home, I'm like, I don't know, I don't care. I just want to see what they're going to do, and that's it. Because nobody, and I've said this before, fans will always create the perfect movie to themselves. So all they're doing is setting themselves up for disappointment. They're setting themselves up for disappointment if you sit here for 6 to 8 months theorizing of what might happen in a movie, and then when you go see that movie, that's not the way it was supposed to end. I wrote something much better, and that is a very dangerous sort of game to play. So when people always ask me about that, I'm always just like, I don't know, I don't care. Like I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do, and then because I don't want to go in with, like, honestly, because like, look, if you had given me a pen and a paper to write the Batman, I probably could have done a lot more in 3 hours. But that's my opinion. That's why I did, like, you know, that's why I don't sit up here talking about like, oh, if I could write the Batman, if I could do it with Rob Pattinson, what would you do? And I'm like, well, sure, first he would be Nightwing, not Bruce Wayne. But anyways, so like, you know, I would have wrote the better movie. But that's why you're saying. That's why I don't jump into these sort of theories, because I personally feel like I probably could do a better job, and then I go in already disappointed because it didn't work out the way.
It's so fun though. It's so fun. I love it.
For you, it's fun. Not for me. For you, it's fun. Not for me. So I don't care. Whatever. Eden, kill everybody. I'm good. I just want it to be done. I just want it to be finished. That's all. But I do, in terms of this episode itself, I do feel like this episode was told very beautifully.
Yes.
I would have been fine if the episode, I mean, it's fine that the episode ended like this, but this would have been perfect way for the episode to begin as well. So I'm talking about the part 3 here. So I'm fine either, but I thought that was done really well. I like the verbiage that Eden used, because it's the same stuff, it's the same Japanese. In English, they changed it around a little bit, but his phrase, like, of like, I'm gonna wipe them all out, I'm gonna kill them all. Like he's been using that the same way each time, and all my enemies are destroyed. He keeps saying that the same way. It's just there's a certain reason he keeps doing that, and I think it's beautiful that they keep touching back to that.
Yeah,
and
I
now
think this was super satisfying episode.
Yeah,
I was worried, and I said it in reaction, I was worried that the whole thing was going to be a flashback. I mean, majority of it was, but it was an enjoyable flashback. And then we got those really cool details about Mikasa not actually being subservient from her natural inherited instincts. You know, that whole thing was a lie, which was a really cool revelation, a nice little information nugget that they threw in there. But gosh, I love all the throwbacks, the callbacks to the first season.
And honestly, it was kind of sad. It was a little sad to see that, you know, the final scenes of episode 1, Eden's mom getting eaten, and Historia pointed it out, and then you know, Eden in his eyes looks like the savior, but he also realizes that what he's doing is bad, but he realized, you know, he has become the villain. He's like,
so determined to just not let this bullshit continue.
Yeah.
That he will stop it by any means necessary, because he was like, you know, I don't want kids eating their parents anymore. I'm done with it.
So I'm just gonna kill
over the whole thing. Yeah, he's just like
I'm just gonna kill everybody then instead. I will kill everybody before that happens. That's so crazy, wild, right? Isn't that crazy? Wild?
What kind of that? I mean, you really have to be in a specific type of mindset to even be okay with that thought. So the fact that he's just like, not only is the thought just nothing for him, but
I mean, it's something
is like in the ocean off the coast going.
I mean, we thought Zeke's plan was crazy. Like, he pushed it to the next level. So
yeah, I loved his design too.
Yeah,
his design, and you know, in the ocean, and his whole, you got to see his whole face and the pointy ears. That was a really, really cool design element.
Well,
and the torpedo titans. That's a really freaking cool meme. I think that meme is going to be used quite often on the internet now. It was fun seeing
it's going to put up subtitles like me impregnating my waifu. Like, get your waifu's name out of your motherfucking mouth, like that. Anyways, guys, see you next year. Again, we're gonna try to find some other shows that you know, anime is very difficult on YouTube, but we're gonna find some other shows that you guys can be interested in as well. But yeah, in terms of Attack on Titan, I guess see you next year. I will try to, in the meantime, maybe I'll upload some, if you guys want to see all the different exhibitions that I went to out here in Tokyo, which was like 2 years ago now. If you want me to upload those, maybe I'll put those up as well. Like, and then of course there's a lot of other Japan content. There's some other podcasts that are coming up in the near future. I should try to go grab Isa, the creator of Attack on Titan, throw him on my podcast and be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, but knowing him, he's like, he's like, yo, I finished that like 3 years ago, dude. Like, he probably has no idea or no control over any of this. He's just like, yeah, oh, it's not finished yet. Like, he's just counting in them royalty checks right now.
Right.
We'll talk to you whenever, guys. Okay, yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also check out Marta on her YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
As she, speaking of finishing things, Horizon Zero Dawn is finally almost finished, right?
Yes, I finally reached my lost data point. I went into the mountain. Oh my gosh, I finally recovered. Not recovered, but finally got to that point in the game where all the data got wiped from the PlayStation. So now everything is new, and I thought I was gonna be done like maybe an hour after I reached that point. Nah. There's way more story than I thought. So
sounds familiar. Maybe you'll finish it in 2023. Marta Plays Part 3 2023. Yeah, 14 more gameplays. Yeah, oh my god.
Right, 100 more game part 100. Horizon Zero Dawn part 100.
All right, y'all, we'll talk to you on the next one. Thanks you for hanging out for part 2 of the final season of Attack on Titan. we'll talk to you when we see you when you see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're out. Peace.